Alrighty guys, welcome aboard the cabin. How many first timers are riding up this afternoon? Welcome aboard guys, welcome aboard. Alright, my name is Charles. I will be your operator this afternoon up this mountainside. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, let me know. I'll do what I can to answer them for you. And to at least make something up to make you feel better. We are leaving the bottom terminal, which sits at around 6,559. We'll be going to the very top, which is at 10,378. It will be about 15 minutes while we ascend up this mountain. We'll be traveling at speeds a little under 13 miles an hour today. We will traverse 2.7 miles of cable system, ascend up almost 4,000 vertical feet. We're also going to pass over 2 different metal towers as well. This entire structure is known as a double reversible jig-back aerial tramway system, which construction started in 1964, finished in 1966, at a cost of about $2 million. First flight was May 7th. We did just recently hit our 47th year anniversary. This kind of project today would be more than $30 million to complete. You can see Tower 1 already. Tower 1 is at 7,500. That's about 232 feet tall. It has an 18-degree angle lean and it goes 40 feet deep into the mountain, guys. Whoop. Howdy. Good, buddy.
Gordon, does this make you feel kind of homesick for the old days?
At this tower, guys, a little bit of front to back sway.
Whee!
I guess. Alright, man. Go. The area that we are flying over is called the Cibola National Forest. Cibola could be Okie Bird means buffalo. This is all federally protected land today. Of course, meaning no more buildings allowed on top of the mountains. Some of the animals that do call this home, which you can see sometimes includes more commonly mule deer, but there's also bobcats, mountain lion, coyote, and black bear, which roam these mountainsides. They're in the parking lot if you're parking. You may have seen some wildlife down there as well. Maybe some more quail, roadrunner, which is the state bird of New Mexico. Maybe even some snakes, lizards, reptiles. There's also call that home down there in the high Sonoran region. In the forested areas near the top, there's other animals like squirrels, chipmunks, porcupine, raccoon, deer, skunks, foxes. Sandia hosts more than 200 different species of songbird. Large bird of prey-wise, we also have hawks, ravens, falcons, turkey vultures, and golden eagle. You can see flying about these canyons. Alright. To the left, guys, in this trench-lined area, you may kind of see that spire of rocks surrounded by all those green trees. That's called Totem Pole Pinnacle. It's an all-natural rock formation due to the water erosion over the many years. And that's 7 stories tall from the base. Looking up from there, you can still see where those radio antennas are still sticking up. That's the peak or the crest at 10,678. There's about 200 transmitters up there today, which handle various forms of communication. Construction on those started back in the early 30s originally just to communicate with surrounding towns. Those ponderosa pine off to the right-hand side in the transitional elevation zone. Those dead trees are a result of bark beetle, which they through one of our dry seasons here and devastated a lot of the trees on Sandia. In a minute or so, we'll be coming up on the second tower. So Tower 2 is at 8,550. It stands 80 feet tall. Tower 2 is unique because of the building method for it, as it was built primarily with helicopters. About 2,000 flights were used just for Tower 2 alone. They also ran a pipe system with compressed air just to power their tool systems. After Tower 2, you'll see in front of you 1.5 miles of cable clear span. This length, 1.5 miles, is the third longest set in North America. Because of that length and lack of towers from that point on, it classifies it as a low altitude flight.
Where's the wind?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Dip and sway, guys. Alright. Coming up on our right-hand side, folks, will be our sister cabin. You're all encouraged to wave and take pictures as they pass us because they're doing the same to you as well. This will be the center point of our cable. We are leading over to Eagle Bottom Canyon. Their speed is being regulated like ours within a cable length. They're traveling just under 13 miles an hour as well. Alrighty. During this brief little slowdown, looking down to the canyon floor, we are now 961 feet off that ground beneath us. This is almost the same height as the Empire State Building. And from what we learned from the more rowdier customers that pass through our doors, and once you get into the bartenders up top, this is about an 8-second drop down to the bottom.
Oh, thank you for that.
That area below us is called the Canadian Highlands. Some of those trees you are seeing are about 100 to 110 feet tall. We can still sometimes see some bear or deer moving down below. And within these canyons is where you can see those large birds flying about. I think I did previously mention hawks, turkey vultures, golden eagle. Sandia gets its name from a mineral embedded in this granite. The granite at its oldest is about 1.4 billion years old. Mixed in with that granite is the pinkish mineral feldspar, which reflects the setting sunlight. From a distance of about maybe the west side, you can see it pretty well. Some of the local historians do believe the light effect named the mountain range, as Sandia means watermelon in Spanish. There are additional sediments near the top of limestone and sandstone deposits. About 25 million years ago, there was a seabed in this area. Walking around up top, you may even still find some old seashells or fossilized plant life still up here. Over to the left, guys, is Echo Canyon. Some of those trees right down that middle part of the canyon are about 130 to 140 feet tall. Some of the snowmelt that will come down there will keep those trees well fed.
Why is everyone looking the other way? I was initially one, somewhere between 8 years old. Switched. Take herself away.
Various activities up here. Hiking trails do run up the length of the Sandia Mountains. We also have mountain climbing. We'll have some rock climbers who will attempt these feats. We also have hang gliders and paragliders that we will ferry up during the warmer summer months.
I said, no, get together.
During the winter, we also have snowboarding and skiing on the backside. The tram was originally made for that purpose back in the 60s. There's also hunting for those mule deer as well. During the summer, there's mountain biking down the snow slopes.
I took a picture.
There would be snow slopes.
How long do these cables last?
25 to 35 years.
Oh, really?
What? Well, how long do they, how often before they have to crimp them back and pull them together?
What do you mean, like replace them?
From stretching.
Oh, we do that ever so often. During our recent shutdown in April, we removed about 8 feet of stretch cable. It just happens, just a common.
Then once a year, every six months?
Possibly every, let's say about 2 times a year. Once in April, once in
They stretch 8 feet.
roughly. That's just because of the the load bearing we put on it.
Yeah.
You guys look to the left. The top far left, you might kind of see like a little building sitting on top of the mountain near the edge. That's a little rock house called Kilwater's Cabin. That was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps in the late 30s during the Great Depression. The CCC was just in town doing roadway work, planting trees. That was one of their projects they did while they were here. They carved the entire building out of limestone blocks they got from the top. And originally the building itself was used just as a temporary shelter for any hikers, hunters, what have you, that were still on top of the mountain. They had a place out of the elements. We're going to be nearing the top here shortly. There's two buildings up there for you, which are the High Finance Restaurant and the Four Seasons Information Center. Both of these buildings have restrooms and water available up there. So we're headed for the restaurant. Follow the red deck and the globe lights down to the left. You can see the building as soon as we dock. It's not too hard to miss. But if you find wild animals and trees before that building, we've obviously missed it. The view from up here is about 11,000 square miles around us. It's about 9% the total view of the state up here. Our cabins do run about every 15 minutes of each other, with small delays in between based on the population. These waits can be about 5 to 15 minutes. Temperature-wise, I didn't quite see the board down below, but it's probably holding up mid-50s, low 50s, something roughly around there. Not too bad. And we do have one designated smoking spot on top of the mountain, which is in the northern cubby of our upper building. And that's the only spot you're allowed to have a cigarette up here. We stress this heavily because we got less than 60 inches during our snowy season. It is a tinder box up here. But this spark will set this place ablaze. Be proactive as well if you're walking around and seeing anyone out of the area. About the fire dangers.
So they don't have no smoking up here?
There's only one spot. Ideally, we would like for you to wait if you can, but if you can't, there's only one spot up here. If Forestry Service catches you out of that area, it's a $5,000 fine and about a year in prison. Now, if it's nearing it up. Sometimes if it's as we're nearing the tower, sometimes as an operator or I guess even the drivers, they may want to even slow down or stop the line. And that's just when we don't hit the tower. So we'll stop there, we'll hang there for a few minutes, let the swing die down, and once we feel comfortable, we'll see what's on over. Alrighty guys, we might have some bumps coming into this terminal. Not really. This is just a windy. It's just the beginning. You got another one. Does it make it harder on the cars? Here come some bumps, guys. Whoa! What was your question again? Does it make it harder on the car? I don't know. We've thought about that before. But the majority of the time it's just like this. Can easily operate in winds going about 6 knots east and west and 45 knots south. You don't operate at speeds.
So in theory, the other guy should be
Yeah, but the listen, yeah, we will. Just going to stand by about this right now. We also use that. That's called the emergency cable. It has other uses as well, but we also use it for north to south deflection. And if it blows more than 7.50 on our gauges, we gotta go on standby. Let it give us an idea of what the spec is to make angles. Pick up some one more bump, guys. After we do come into contact with those black bumpers, we'll be letting you off from that side of the cabin over there. Jeff will pop those doors for you. If We need to let the bottom cabin dock, because that one is still in motion. If you look up at the superstructure wheels, they are still turning. They're being pulled in with the slack in the line. So when those wheels stop turning, I've made dock successfully, guys.